Phillies like logo on it. And then he has like this letter with letterhead from the Phillies. And on the letter was, we have signed you. This is a contract offer. And we're going to sign you at age 18 if you do the following things. And it listed out. It was like his father did like an 8-page contract.
So smart. This is so smart.
Brilliant. It was brilliant. His father's name, Steve Koploff. Great dude. Like, but out of his mind. I mean, completely crazy sports dad. It's like an 8-page contract of all the things he had to do every day. And it was all the duties. And we will sign you at the minute you graduate high school if you fulfill all this stuff. So Mike was like, wow, the Phillies are going to sign me. Oh, my God. And, you know, he held this thing in his room. He said he believed it for like 2 years. And then, you know, every once in a while, like a letter would come. And then finally he figured it out. But guess what? It got him to the bigs. I mean,
without a doubt.
It got like he did all the work, everything. His father's a genius. So
his father is a genius. Although in today's day and age, like the kids open letters like that anymore. I mean, I guess you could still do that.
I guess. I mean, listen, I'm sure there's still a correspondence that you can so I'm trying to figure out, how do I use this? All right, for my own kids. So I got a 15-year-old. I don't really worry. He plays edge. He's defensive end. He's going to do his sophomore year in high school. Big boy, and he just does all the right things, right? My little one is a quarterback. He's 12. He wears a size. We just got new cleats. He wears a size 11 and a half. He just turned 12. He's got huge hands. He's going to have, he's profiles really well. And he's got an arm. He's got he's got a great arm. So I'm trying to figure out, I'm like, dude, you got to study. Like, I try to get him into like really loving the game from an X and O standpoint. And, you know, listen, obviously, because of what I do, I have a lot of assets. I mean, you know, Uncle Baldy's down the street at NFL Films. We got all the tape we want, right?
Right.
So he's 12, right? So of course he's not gonna comply. You got any thoughts? Like, when did you start like breaking stuff down?
I mean, it's tough for me because I've always been really, really curious. And at a young age, you know, I remember my uncle would take me and I would help like track down and scout for one of his buddies that was coaching high school ball. And I was doing that at like 7 years old, you know, as far as which hash, run pass, what way, like they would kind of tell me everything down and distance. And so I think everyone's wired different. I just think you got to find a way of igniting that spark in them. I mean, look, I'm a dad of 5. My kids are still young, but like each one of them is so different. And how we go about trying to motivate them for soccer, volleyball, gymnastics, whatever, lacrosse, whatever else they're playing. Each one, it's like its own sports psychology to it. So I think you got to keep leaning into like whatever excites them the most about it, and hopefully that triggers something.
Yeah, I got you. All right, Big Al, we're coming up next. Don't go anywhere.
Hey, it's Brady Quinn. After years of travel and early mornings, consistent sleep was a challenge. I also needed better support for my back issues. That led me to Mattress Firm. Mattress Firm sleep experts can find you the right mattress for improved support. Plus, they carry a premium curated selection, and they will deliver, set up, and haul away your old mattress. For the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm during the best sale of the year. They make sleep easy.
Are you facing an unexpected financial emergency? You need WeFixMoney.com. WeFixMoney.com could help you get up to $5,000 fast. WeFixMoney.com is free to use, available 24/7, and has an A rating with the Better Business Bureau. Go to the name you trust, WeFixMoney.com. If you need emergency cash up to $5,000 for bills or anything else, type WeFixMoney.com directly in your browser. That's WeFixMoney.com. WeFixMoney.com.
Listen to something authentically Austin, the JB and Sandy podcast on the iHeartRadio app.
Earlier issues on I-35 northbound have cleared out at FM 150 and speeds are starting to get back to normal. Looking at the drive over on Mopac southbound this morning, not seeing any problems from 45 to Palmer, under 5 minutes to make that drive. You're also traffic free on Highway 71 westbound going from 130 to I-35. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Discover. Guess what? Discover's accepted at 99% of places to take credit cards nationwide. You heard right, 99%. If you don't think so, maybe it's time to face facts. You're stuck in the past. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report, learn more at discover.com/credit card.
Hey, it's JB and Sandy for our friends at Koala Cooling. You know, by all Texas standards, this summer has been pretty mild, but that doesn't mean it couldn't change in a heartbeat and be hot for a long time. So you want to make sure that your AC unit is ready to go. Call Koala Cooling and get your AC qualified. Call 512-759-8800 or go to koalacooling.com. Got a plumbing issue? They can take care of that too. JB, you recently had them out to your house.
I did. I just had Chris, one of their technicians from Koala Plumbing, come out. I had a external faucet that was stuck, and I was afraid I was going to break it. I have an old house. And before he got here, I got this nice text telling me about Chris, the technician that's showing up, a little bit about him, a little bit of his, that he's a dog lover and an avid gamer. So when he showed up, I'm like, hey, Chris, how are you? Did a great job.
Go to koalacooling.com or call 512-759-8800.
iHeart presents the Big Three Playoffs. This Sunday, the remaining 4 teams battle to make the championship in the most physical, fierce, and competitive basketball league in the world. The action starts with the Big Three Monster Energy Celebrity Game. Then Dwight Howard and his LA Riot take on Montrezl Harrell and Dr. J Chicago Triplets. The finale will see popular Miami 305 with stars MVP Michael Beasley and Lance Stevenson take on Nancy Lieberman's Dallas Power, who will make it to the Big Three Championship. The no-holds-barred action starts Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 Pacific, only on CBS.
Run a business and not thinking about podcasting? Think again. More Americans listen to podcasts than ad-supported streaming music from Spotify and Pandora. And as the #1 podcaster, iHeart's twice as large as the next two combined. So whatever your customers are into, true crime, sports, comedy, culture, they'll hear your message. Plus, only iHeart can extend your message to audiences across broadcast radio. And all this reach means everything. Just think about the universal marketing formula. The number of consumers who hear your message times the response rate equals the results. Now let's get those results growing for you. Think podcasting can help your business? Think iHeart. Streaming, radio, and podcasting. Let us show you at iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com. Or call 844-844-iHeart. One more time, call 844-844-iHeart and get podcasting working for you.
Back to school is on the brain. That means new notebooks, pencils, new everything. And while the kids are getting ready to get book smart, it's time for you to save smart with Straight Talk Wireless. Switch now and get a free Moto G 2025 with 5G when you activate select plans. Now that's a smart call. Get Straight Talk covered by Verizon's 5G network. Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Offer valid through 10/19/25. Taxes and fees apply. Purchase of Gold Unlimited plan or higher required for offer. Must activate the plan in-store at Walmart. Cannot be combined with other offers.
Sizzling outside, savings inside. The Beat the Heat sale is on its specs.
We all remember that one teacher who made a difference. Now's your chance to say thank you in a big way. iHeartRadio's Thank a Teacher, powered by Donors Choose. Nominate an outstanding teacher in your life to be among the winners of $5,000 to stock their classroom at iHeartRadio.com/teachers.
You can't be stopped with Unstoppable's laundry scent boosters because they give your clothes 24-hour nonstop freshness. So even on your longest nonstop days, you'll be confident in smelling fresh all day long. Try now for as low as $5 and smell unstoppable.
From the Audio-Visual Consultation Studios, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KDET AM Austin, your home for the Horns, and the #1 preset in your car and on the free iHeartRadio app.
The morning kickoff. The morning kickoff.
It's the morning kickoff with Mike Hardball Hardge and the world's strongest man, WWE Hall of Famer Mark Henry, on your home for the Horns, 1300 The Zone.
Good morning, Austin, K-Town, Pflugerville, H-Town, Pearland, El Paso,
San Antonio, and Silsbee, Texas,
or wherever you may be listening. This is a hump day edition of the morning kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone. We are 17 days. That's right, folks. I told you 18
And yesterday, and it was 17. Now 17. I thought it was 18. Anyway, we are 17 days away from Texas and Ohio State. We will hear more from Coach Sark about his football team and how practice is going. Danny Davis of the Austin American Statesman gives us what he is looking for at the beginning of the season. Gambling is still in the news. Call 1-800-GAMBLER if you got a problem. Jerry has the equalizer steaming mad, and the Texans like what they have seen so far. I'm your host, Mike Hardball Hardge. My co-host is a WWE Hall of Famer and recognized as the world's strongest man. He is the Mark Henry. Good morning, Austin. And, of course, our guy Marcus is behind the boards. If you want to be a part of the show, all you got to do is text the word Texas, followed by your message, to 81530. Standard data and message rates may apply. That's the word Texas, followed by your message to 81530. Standard data and message rates may apply. We also going to give you a chance to win a pair of tickets, but we also want you to give your opinions on a lot of things that we're talking about. All you got to do is use that talkback feature on the new and improved iHeartRadio app. You download it, you preset us as number one, and of course, all you got to do is tap that microphone, leave your message, and if it's good enough, you might even hear it on air. First and foremost, I want to wish all those kids that are starting school today a very, very exciting new school year. Go out there and dominate on them grades. Go out there and dominate in your sport of choice, band, cheerleading, whatever you're doing. Make sure you go out there and have a positive attitude and have a great, great start to the new school year.
Man, I second that. Like, I really hope that everybody's focused, had a good time during the summer. You're rested, relaxed. Now it's time to work and get better. Let's go.
Yep, it's time to get it in. So hopefully everybody's enjoying themselves and excited about it. New clothes setting out. You know, some people slept in them last night just to make sure that they was ready to go. Got them creased up, ironed. Everything is on lock.
So I'm gonna tell you how old I am. I would put my jeans under the mattress
so you could lay on them.
Yeah,
that was your way of ironing.
That's the way, because I didn't want to iron in the morning.
Yeah.
So I would put them underneath the mattress, already creased out and everything. I remember them days.
That's funny. That's
funny. I was part of the Stay Flow generation. So, you know, those pants that just iron hard, starched, overly starched. Yeah.
They stand up by themselves?
Yeah.
Just stand up.
I never did that.
Yeah, I wasn't that creased up. I didn't
want
to be that.
My mom would have been so mad.
How much? That's some heavy starch, player. And that's extra when you go to the cleaners. You got to pay extra for the heavy starch.
What's crazy, because he spent like a whole hour starching pants. Like, you don't care about nothing else like that.
No,
you only got to do it once once a week.
6 weeks, because that stuff is crazy. I want to get into this conversation, Mark, because we've talked about it before. We haven't really dove into this story of the quarterback for Oklahoma.
John Mateer.
Yeah, he's been accused of having placed some wagers back in the day, a couple years ago to be exact. And I don't know, do you have Venmo?
I do.
So do I. And I see people's Venmo transactions because we're friends, right? Like, so if you have friends on there and they're paying, if somebody's paying Mark Henry, I see who paid you and they put a little note in there.
Right.
So I guess people went back and started looking into his account, and I don't know why. I don't know why people were looking at other people's
why?
account. I have no idea. But he vehemently denies that he has ever placed a wager. He's not part of that. But the folks in Oklahoma we're talking to from Sooner Scoop, we're talking to Andy Staples, and the story now has flipped, and to the point of people really don't care anymore because betting is so prevalent on every aspect of it. But they might want to make sure he's not betting on his games. But they decided, you know what? Let's do something else with this young man.
You're 18. You go to Washington State. You were a lightly recruited quarterback out of high school in Little Elm, Texas. Like, you're probably not going to know that.
Yeah.
I also, what's the funny part of this story too, Andy, is I don't know if you've really dug into how this originated, but there's a theory that it started from some Texas fans looking into it. And if that is not the most Red River rivalry, I mean, that is pure SEC football, pure hate right there. And what's funny too is on our board, on Soonerscoop.com, we have people now Venmoing John Mateer money, just sending him free money. And so it's like, it's caught this whole new thing where John Mateer's getting probably all these Venmo requests now from people because they found his Venmo. It's just
he probably can't take them because he's got to run them through the CFC clearinghouse.
Yeah, so I can't imagine like what's going on John Mateer's phone right now.
Yeah, so it's interesting. He said the allegations that I once participated in sports gambling are false. My previous Venmo descriptions did not accurately portray the transactions in question, but they were inside jokes between me and my friend. I've never bet on sports. I understand the seriousness of the matter, but I recognize that taken out of context, those Venmo descriptions suggest otherwise. I can assure my teammates, coaches, and officials at the NCAA, I am not engaged in any sports gambling.
Okay. That's his statement.
That's his statement, and that's what he's sticking to. Well, another statement that is out there, and somebody that was involved in gambling, but then he too deferred some of the blame, was Shohei Ohtani. Shohei Ohtani, one of the best player in the game, pitching and hitting.
Babe Ruth numbers.
Better. And he is out there being sued now. Shohei Ohtani and his agent have been accused in a lawsuit of sabotaging a $240 million luxury housing project in Hawaii. And the lawsuit alleges that Ohtani and his agent used their celebrity leverage to push out the plaintiffs for their financial gain. For those that don't remember, Shohei Ohtani's been in the news for gambling, and he blamed it on his agent or his interpreter at the time, who now is facing time in jail because Shohei Ohtani is not as clean as we want to think he is. He may be clean by not taking steroids.
So you're saying that he actually was the gambler?
I would think. I mean, all signs point to Shohei Ohtani is not a good person right now. He's been gambling. He's been caught up in a gambling ring, and Major League Baseball was investigating him. Now he's coming out saying that he used his celebrity to push people out to take over this luxury housing project in Hawaii.
That's business, though.
That's bullying.
That's
bully tactics.
It is, but you know what? Like you don't make an omelet not breaking some eggs. That's the way rich people think. If I can have a leg up on you, I'm going to use it.
And he has put himself into this situation where there is a lawsuit, though. So there's going to be some money.
Well, you're going to have to fight him, and he got money long as train smoke. He can fight you.
Especially because he's betting. So that might be able
Wow. See, you're saying that, Hardge, with no evidence.
Hey, all signs point to it. So there will be a story that will come out at some point about Shohei Ohtani.
He's going to keep that Shaggy defense. It wasn't me.
It wasn't me. Yeah. Okay. Now all eyes are on you because now your name is being brought up in something else that is not in favor of you.
Just because you had a criminal offense or somebody blamed you in a criminal offense in something else, don't make you guilty in the other thing.
You're so right, Mark.
But Mark,
where there's smoke, there's normally fire, right?
How did the smoke get there?
How did the smoke get there?
But guys, what had happened was
Yeah. But I want you to hear this because I think this is important. Michael Porter Jr., who is out there talking way too much.
I don't like him, by the way.
He's talking way too much right now. His brother got suspended for gambling bets. And, of course, again, in basketball, now he's banned from basketball. And he wasn't even really that good. But you hear this, and it kind of makes you wonder how many other times this may be happening.
The sports gambling stuff can affect that a lot.
100%.
Think about it.
There you go.
You get mad at these dudes like
that
do the sports betting, but think about if you could get all your homies rich by telling him, yo, bet $10,000 on my under. You know, this one game I'm gonna act like I got an injury, and I'm gonna sit out. I'm gonna come out after 3 minutes, and they all get a little bag because you did it one game. Like, that is so not okay. But some people probably think like that. They come from nothing, and all their
100%.
homies have nothing.
100%.
And they're like, bro, if I come out of this game after 3 minutes and y'all all hit on my under, we're all getting a little bag.
Man, what kind of world are we living in?
I just, that made me nauseous.
Hey, what do I always say? Y'all never know who point shaving. Gots to be more careful.
Gots to be more.
Coming up next, we're just getting started here on a hump day edition of the Morning Kickoff. Coming up in the next segment, we'll hear more from Coach Sark. How is his team getting better week in and week out? We also have Danny Davis of the Austin American-Statesman joining us at 7:30. In the closeout hour number 1, we're going to talk Houston Texans. Come on, folks. Join in. Hey, kids, be careful out there. Have a great day at school. Right here on a Hump Day edition of the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
It's the Craig Way Show.
If Jerry Jones does care as much about his fans as he says, try to make some moves that might at least appeal to them a little more than a lot of the moves you made. In other words, like a real personnel person, real general manager. Make Will McClay the real general manager.
Voice of the Texas Longhorns and Hall of Fame broadcaster. Weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m. on AM 1300 The Zone.
Our iHeart Radio Music Festival, presented by Capital One, is back in Vegas.
T-Mobile Arena.
Streaming live only on Hulu. A weekend full of superstar performances. And keep listening for the next chance to win your way there.
Get your laundry Vegas ready with Arm & Hammer Power Sheets. Just toss in a detergent sheet. No drips, no plastic jugs, no mess. Arm & Hammer is a proud sponsor of the iHeartRadio Music Festival. Clean up before you turn up. Shop Arm & Hammer Power Sheets now.
Listen to something authentically Austin, the JB and Sandy podcast on the iHeartRadio app.
There's a crash blocking off the right lane on I-35 northbound at FM 1825. It's the reason speeds are stop and go from Parmer, causing about a 5-minute slowdown. Also on I-35 northbound, seeing stop and go speeds from Onion Creek Parkway over to William Cannon Drive, as well as a crash on Decker Lane at FM 969. I'm Jason Fossig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Abacus Plumbing, Air Conditioning, and Electrical.
In 20628.
The HVAC Buyback Summer Special is on again at Abacus. Save up to $10,000 off per system and or get 0% financing for 60 months, plus a 15-year warranty. Call or book online at abacusplumbing.com.
It is tough to go outside these days. Hey, that's understandable given how hot it is. But there is definitely a way to beat the heat. A trip to Inner Space Caverns in Georgetown. Inner Space Caverns is a great place to take the family. You'd be amazed at all of the beautiful formations, large rooms, prehistoric animal bones, and all kinds of creations with a truly unique discovery story right here in the Austin area in the year-round temperature of a very comfortable 72 degrees. You can check out the super exciting Sabertooth Zip Ride or Pan for Gemstones. Take the Wild Cave Tour or the Hidden Passages Tour. And there's a great souvenir gift shop and newly remodeled restrooms. Get out of the house, but get out of the heat and get some fresh air underground. Inner Space Caverns, right off I-35 at exit 259 in Georgetown. That's Inner Space Caverns. For more details, check them out on the web at innerspacecaverns.com. Inner Space Caverns. Check it out. Your adventure awaits.
It's almost time for kickoff. Brought to you by Bud Light.
Breaks a tackle 30, turns down the sidelines. Say goodnight to this one. Touchdown, Texas.
Listen to every play, every touchdown, every win on 1300 The Zone.
Fires for the end zone. It's intercepted. Kicked off. This ball game is over.
Today's countdown is
17 days.
Presented by Bud Light all season long on the free iHeartRadio app.
iHeart presents the Big Three basketball playoffs. LA plays Chicago, followed by Miami's Michael Beasley and Lance Stevenson taking on home team Dallas. Win or go home. Big Three playoffs starting with the celebrity game. CBS Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 Pacific.
Would you drive 10 minutes for $500? That's the distance from CarMax to Henna Chevrolet. And Henna guarantees you $500 more than any CarMax offer for your vehicle. Just show Henna your written CarMax appraisal offer within 7 days, and you'll get $500,000 more guaranteed. Is your time worth $50 a minute? It is at Henna. Come get your money at Henna.com.
Henna Chevrolet will always stand by you.
Together, let's drive.
And Doug. Limu and I always tell you to customize your car insurance and save hundreds with Liberty Mutual. But now we want you to feel it. Cue the emu music, Limu.
Save yourself money today. Increase your wealth. Customize and save, we say.
That may have been too much feeling.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Savings vary. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
Ghost Skeletor World Tour 2025. Ghost Theatrical Heavy Metal Arena Rock.
Mariana, Mariana.
August 14th, Moody Center. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Don't miss Ghost. It's Bud Light's countdown to kickoff on 1300 The Zone.
Welcome back to the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 13. Up in the next segment, we'll have our guy Dan Davis, statesman, joining us to talk all Longhorns and the expectations coming in to the season. We got Texas is 17 days away from it. We do have football starting next week. We'll cover that as well. I want to get back into Coach Sharp. Coach Sharp with the media on Monday talking about his football team. We listened to some of his audio yesterday talking about the fact that the team had their first scrimmage. He gave us information about who were the standouts, where do they need to get better. But one of the things that I think, Marcus, you like this a lot because we were listening to it yesterday, and I wanted to save it for today. But it was talking about getting 1% better. How do you do that? What is the process to getting 1% better? And this is what Coach Sark had to say about it.
Well, I think the key is it's on a daily basis. I can point to specific positions by day of, man, that guy really took a step at something we were working on to try to get him better at. But I think collectively that's the key, right? Is that are we all moving in the same direction, or are we all raising our game collectively, consistently? And that's the challenge, I think, as a coach that you strive for is, am I pushing the right buttons every morning to motivate all 110 players that we have and all the coaches that we have to be really intentional today, be present today, focus on today, like be where our feet are and not get caught in worrying about full padded practice and DKR tomorrow, or not get caught waiting, man, I can't wait till the next scrimmage Saturday, or not get caught looking at, I can't wait till August 30th, right? And you start looking down the road and you miss what's right in front of you. So we just try to stay present. And then I think ultimately when we can do that, we will make the incremental growth that's needed to be made.
And every day they're out there trying to get better. Every day they're doing the things that they need to do to get themselves prepared for the journey that is this football season.
That number one thing was consistency.
Yep.
And self-discipline is the second one. Those are the two things that you can control every day. And they say that every morning you wake up with a chance and a choice. Make the right decisions, sacrifice yourself, and try your best to not get out of where your feet are.
Right.
And you win. Go to sleep earlier. Plan ahead. Like logistics is consistency.
Right.
That's one of the easiest ones you can do as a young person. And in college, think about your to and fro. Every day I got to go here. I got to be there at this time. You know there's going to be traffic. Plan ahead, right?
Yeah.
30, 40 minutes early. It's rather be early than late.
Yeah.
Like those are the things that you can do to get 1% better. Very easy.
Yeah. And he was asked about the players that he has on this team, because there's some youth that's there. There's not very many guys that were on this team from the 5 and 17. Then you see the 8 and 5. Then you got the 13 and 3. And you see the good that this university is having. And a lot of these guys, all they know is winning. So he was asked about the winning mentality of this football team.
Well, I think what they know is competition, because we really preach competition, whether it's across the ball, O-line, D-line, wideouts, DBs, quarterback, safeties, whatever that is, running backs, linebackers. Like, we're a very competitive operation that way. But we're also very competitive within our own position groups. Guys are competing with one another, and guys are, everybody plays, as we know around here. We play a lot of guys, but guys want to play more. And so they know this level of competition that they have to excel at. And then, ultimately a byproduct of being a really good competitor means, you're taking care of your body, you're preparing the right way mentally, you're preparing the right way emotionally, and then ultimately you have the ability to go perform when it's needed to perform. And the byproduct of that is winning. And so I think they appreciate the process maybe more so than the result. And that's something that I appreciate about our team right now. I think these guys really enjoy the process. When I look at the way Saturday went, the way the offense had to respond to a tough start, but then fight back, the way they came back and competed today on both sides of the ball, the way Mason kicked the ball today, like, that's a competitive spirit that I think is in that locker room, that these guys know how to go out and compete on a daily basis.
Gotta love it.
Yeah.
Gotta love it.
You know what? When you're winning, that's a good consolation prize for staying on the sideline. If you're not winning and you have to stand on the sideline, then you think even more so. If I was playing, we would be winning.
Yeah.
So you want to get on the field, but when you're winning, it's kind of a good consolation to be able to have, a 13-2 season. 13.
Well, you also heard what he said about the competition. It breeds competition. It breeds competitiveness. It continues to fuel each other. As we've talked about before, there are guys that wanted to play for Texas, and there's guys that wanted to play at Texas. So you start to understand those guys that are playing for Texas. Those are the ones that are bought in. They're understanding the workouts, to your point. They're preparing themselves to be on time. They're making the adjustments, and that 1% of every single day.
Yeah.
I am locked in to not be the weak link on this team that cost us from being in that situation. We talked about when you get to this university, it's iron sharpening iron, and every day is a game day, because you're going up against like-minded, competitive guys that want to be on the football field. So those are the things that I believe that this Texas football team, and I'm sure every team around the country, are thinking that about their team. But because we cover the University of Texas, they are the talk of college football right now. Everybody, not everybody, but a lot of folks have them as the number one team in the land preseason wise. And we're leading into a monumental game. If you really look at it, yes, they're number 3. Ohio State is ranked number 3 in the AP poll. It's 1 versus 3. In another poll, it's 1 versus 2. So you're looking at the
game of the season at the first game.
And it's unprecedented. It's unprecedented in the fact that 1 versus 2 in the first game of a regular season, and it's actually at someone's home field. So it's a big talking point. Game day is going to be there. It's Lee Corso's last game, and you're also looking at what's going on with some of the other teams and everything that the pageantry of college football. And it's a revenge tour. We've heard DJ Campbell talk about it. This is number one on our revenge tour because that's the team that knocked them out of playing for a national championship. But I do want you to hear this part of it about what were they going to be working on this week, because these are those incremental moves that Texas has to have to make sure that they fire on all cylinders.
Yeah, definitely the offensive operation pre-snap, whether it's coming from the sidelines, whether it's at the line of scrimmage, our sense of urgency. As you all know, our motions, our formations, our shifts are a big part of what we do. And procedurally, we just were not very good Saturday. And so we made it a huge emphasis today. And I think it was good to us. I think the guys understood the message and really tried to get better at that. And so that was critical. I thought the level of physicality and the strain to finish was better today. We need to play harder, longer than our opponents. And that's every play. That's for 4 quarters. Like that's a mentality that we have to have in our program. And so straining to finish for us is a really critical component to do that. And I thought our strain was better across the board on offense, defense, and on special teams. And so those two things were probably the most that stood out to me today.
And those are the things that they're working on this week. The more and more I hear Coach Sark speak about his team, the more and more excited I get about his team and the expectations of this season.
He's telling you what's going to happen. Foreseeing what the future is going to be, he already sees it.
Yeah, and he I think when coaches have the pulse of their team, they speak in a different language.
Can we talk dirty pool after this?
No, because we're about to talk to Danny Davis of the Austin American-Statesman. Maybe you can ask him about dirty pool and see what's going on.
I surely will.
Here comes Danny Davis of the Austin American-Statesman right here on a hump day edition of the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
Listen to something authentically Austin, the JB and Sandy podcast on the iHeartRadio app.
All lanes are closed down on the service road of Mopac southbound at Duval Road due to a vehicle fire. You're going to want to stick to the main lanes here at Mopac to avoid these delays. On I-35 northbound, a crash blocks off the right lane at FM 1825, causing a 5 to 7 minute backup, and these delays start from Palmer Lane. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Hardge here. It's time to buckle up, y'all, and it's back to school season. At Cover Ford Hutto, we know it's not about what you drive, it's about who you drive. Right now, take $9,543 off of MSRP on a new 2025 Ford F-150 Lariat, or $9,500 off of MSRP on a new 2025 Ford Escape ST line. Safe, reliable, ready for the school year. Only at Cover Ford Hutto, right off of 79 in Hutto. CoverFordHutto.com.
Hi, this is Jason Smith. If you're exhausted with your online job search, turn to the pros, Express Employment Professionals. Your local Express office is your one connection to endless job opportunities. With just one application, they can help you find a job across dozens of openings. And as always, job seekers never pay a fee. Visit ExpressPros.com. With more than 870 locations, there's an office nearby ready to help you. To find a location near you, visit ExpressPros.com. Whether you're looking for contract work or a full-time position, let Express help.
iHeart presents the Big Three basketball playoffs. LA plays Chicago, followed by Miami's Michael Beasley and Lance Stevenson taking on home team Dallas. Win or go home. Big Three playoffs starting with the Celebrity Game. CBS Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 Pacific.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just one cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
You still have 40 million plus vehicles globally that are driving around with a potential ticking time bomb, a grenade in either their steering wheel or their dashboard. When we look to what injuries may have transpired from a defective airbag, we generally see loss of vision in an eye, or we see facial lacerations. We also see hearing loss. Unfortunately, we started seeing death after death after death. When that passenger airbag exploded, it basically degloved his entire face. He lost his nose, he lost his right eye. The type of catastrophic injuries that one is more accustomed to seeing in a Hollywood movie, not something from a device in an automobile that's supposed to protect you. Morgan & Morgan has a national reach in terms of handling and prosecuting cases, notwithstanding the team of lawyers that we have collected that focus only on product liability day in and day out.
Morgan & Morgan. Visit us at badairbags.com for an office near you. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
At Texans training camp, tight end Brevin Jordan carted off the field with a lower leg injury. Cowboys head coach Brian Schottenheimer expects running backs Jaden Blue and Miles Sanders to return from injury, believes they'll play Saturday against the Ravens. Ramon Urias and Chaz McCormick each hit 2-run homers to lead the Astros over the Red Sox in their series opener in Houston. I'm Ronza Moss.
This is 11-year NBA veteran Katina Mobley. This is what's trending from iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Thrivent.
Thrivent. Planning your finances is bigger than money. It's a way to support the people, causes, and community you love. Because the most important thing isn't what you're planning for, it's who. Thrivent, where money means more. Connect with us at Thrivent.com.
Get fired up, y'all. Season 2 of Good Game with Sarah Spain is underway, and we just welcomed one of my favorite people, an incomparable soccer icon, Megan Rapinoe, to the show. Take a listen.
Sue and I were like riding the Lime bikes the other day, and we're like, whee! Like, this is unbelievable. People ride bikes because it's fun.
We've got more incredible guests like Megan in store, plus news of the day and more. Open your free iHeartRadio app, search Good Game with Sarah Spain, and listen now.
Hey, it's Coach Sark. Now back to the morning kickoff with Hardge and Henry on your radio home for the Longhorns, 1300 The Zone.
Welcome back to the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. And we are joined now on Wednesdays, as always, for my guy Danny Davis of the Austin American Statesman. You can follow him at _Danny Davis. And Danny, AP poll came out. Texas ranked number 1. Ohio State ranked number 3 in the AP poll. I know that we are all looking at this game as one of the biggest games of the weekend, the biggest game of the weekend, especially because it has Texas on there. But I know you're not a big fan of polls and could care less at the very beginning of the season.
First off, if you are going to invite me on your show, you could at least tell me we're all wearing pink today. I don't want to be the one, the outlier on here. But, yeah, preseason polls are dumb. They just are. It's something I hate about this industry. I think it's it's just lazy content. If we're being honest, I don't think they matter. But it does hype up the beginning of the season. I think someone pointed out there's going to be 3 top 10 matchups that first weekend. So that's awesome. If you have nothing better to do on a Saturday and you just want to kick back and watch a lot of good football, there's going to be a lot of good football to watch, including that game up in Ohio State. And obviously that's regardless of if you have a preseason poll or not, that's a barometer game for both teams. It's going to be a game that's on both teams' resumes as they look for seeding in the playoffs, assuming both teams are contending for playoff spots in December. So it's clearly a big game. I just don't know if it's 1 versus 2 or 1 versus 3, or if Texas deserves to be 1 or if Ohio State deserves to be 3. That's going to be settled on the field, but I guess we have something to talk about in August.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Danny, I wanted to run this by you real quick because me and Hardge had a disagreement. Yesterday, Coach Day talked about how he wanted his crowd to come out and be really loud so Texas can't use hand signals and communicate well. I think it's dirty pool, and Hardge disagrees. Do you think that it's okay to say, come out, be loud, stand, stay early, get early, but to be descriptive in saying that you're trying to disrupt their offensive flow pattern, don't that sound like a little dirty?
I mean, absolutely not. I mean, I think it's actually kind of embarrassing that Ohio State has to come out and say that.
That's what I said.
You're Ohio State University. You should be loud. You can fit like 105,000 places, and that's one of the biggest stadiums in the country. But yeah, I mean, Coach Day, Ryan should want his crowd as loud as possible. You know, when Texas plays, A&M and Arkansas, Steve damn well better want the crowd to be as loud as possible. And he shouldn't have to say that. That should be on the fans to know that. But I mean, that's why you play at home. You should want that home field advantage. You should want your crowd, screwing with the opposing offenses, and all that stuff, and make it as loud and hostile as possible. But I think it's a little embarrassing that someone should have to say that. But maybe they're a little bit happy with that championship and resting on their laurels a little bit. But Texas should be expecting Steve. And this Texas staff and Texas players, they should be expecting that they shouldn't be able to go in there and bark out signals and stuff like that. They should be expected to be drowned out, and it's going to be on Texas to figure out how to play in that kind of environment. But one thing about Texas is they've definitely over the past 3 years gotten used to playing in some pretty hostile places, whether it's Alabama, whether it's Michigan last year, whether it's some place like Arkansas, or obviously that A&M game. So this shouldn't be anything new, but expect it to be loud.
I'm glad you agreed with me, Danny. Thank you.
Oh my God!
I don't know who I agreed with. I think I agreed with both of you in some sort of way. So I probably did not help out at all.
You're fine.
You
You're
helped
fine.
plenty.
You did. We're talking to Danny Davis of the Austin American Statesman. You can follow him at _Danny Davis. And talking to Sark this week, and obviously talking to the players last week, you start to understand that these guys they understand the goalposts, right? They understand the direction in which they are moving. But one of the things that Sark pointed out, and we just played the sound for it a little bit earlier, was talking about making sure that the offense gets in sync, the pre-snap stuff, and getting themselves ready. Do you equate that to a new offensive line, new wide receivers, and of course, new quarterback?
Yes. I think that's the answer. Obviously, I think even when you have a veteran offensive line, I think at this time last year, if we went back and listened to some of Steve's comments, they're probably dealing with the exact same stuff. That stuff tends to happen in August as you're kind of getting back into it and getting back into the flow and, facing, a pretty good opposing defense. If you're at Texas, that defense is pretty good. But then and that was with a veteran team. Now you throw in a new starting quarterback, 4 new starting offensive linemen, some transfers, a lot of guys who haven't gotten this playing time. And that stuff's going to be, that stuff's going to be a problem, but that's why you have fall camp. That's why you try to get this stuff ironed out in early August. You're not dealing with this stuff on August 30th when you are at Ohio State in that hostile environment. And it's really, really loud, and they're trying to draw you off sides or get you to jump early. So that's nothing new for this time of the year, but obviously you expect it a little bit more with kind of this new look offense and some of these newcomers stepping up.
Yeah, one of the other things, too, that a lot of folks are trying to figure out is Emmett Mosley. Him not being out there and getting an opportunity to play in the scrimmage. They're still trying to – Sark hadn't really said anything about him, but he's more focused on what some of these younger guys are being able to do. Do you or your crew know anything about what's going on with Mosley and why he wasn't out at the scrimmage?
No, not really. I think Steve talked a little bit about Emmett last Monday. I think he had some stuff to say. But once again, it's early August. It's a guy who has some playing experience, had a good freshman year over at Stanford, and you'd expect him to be a factor at some point. I don't know if he just hasn't adapted to the offense well, or Steve wants to get some of his younger guys, some more run, or what exactly that means. But I'm really more concerned about what happens on August 30th, September 6th, September 13th, some of those first games of the season, as opposed to a scrimmage in early August that was closed to the public, and that the media wasn't there. I know there's some, reporters who have fine sourcing and, have a lot of, intel and stuff like that. But the fact of the matter is none of us saw the scrimmage. None of us really knows what went on. And, we'll see what actually happens on August 30th. And, if Emmett's not playing then maybe that's a little bit of a concern. But I'm sure Steve and Chris Jackson, that crew, have a plan for how they're going to utilize him. And we'll just have to see what that is.
Danny, before we let you go, I was thinking about this the other day when we are looking at all of these players and the expectations. If you had to pick one guy that week in, week out is going to show up and be very, very consistent, who would that one player be for you?
We're talking offense or defense?
Whichever one you like.
In defense, you can have your pick. You're going to have Michael Taft, you're going to have Anthony Hill, you're going to have Colin Simmons. I don't think there's any concerns about those guys. Offensively, since Steve was kind of raving about him earlier this week, I think there's a reason to be confident in C.J. Baxter, where he is in his rehab and his comeback. And obviously, you take him, you take Quintravian Wisener, who had a really good close this season last year. I think that's a very good 1-2 punch, and I'm not really concerned about the running back room. You have those two leading the way, and then some of those younger guys coming up, Jarrett Gibson, who got some playing time last year, and some of those freshmen. Steve loves to run the football. They have those two leading the way. I'm not really concerned about the running game on a week-to-week basis.
I like that. There he is, Danny Davis of the Austin American-Statesman. Make
Thank
sure
you,
you
Danny.
follow him at _ Danny Davis, and also you can follow all his work at the Austin American-Statesman. Thanks, Danny.
See y'all.
All right, appreciate it. When we come back, we're going to talk Houston Texans. That's right. D'Amico has some good things to say, and there's some adjustments being made each step of the way. Right here on a Hump Day edition of the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300. The Zone.
Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone presents the Craig Way Show.
Life is Good by Joe Walsh.
Life's been good, but that's close enough for
right.
Joe.
When I see that album cover, for some reason, he looks like Dale Earnhardt to me. With the mustache. Now, I haven't really seen what he looks like in person.
Right.
Back when it was.
Trust me, if Dale Earnhardt were alive today, he would not look like Joe Walsh. There's not many people look like Joe Walsh how he looks today. Trust me.
Join Craig Way weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m.
Listen to something authentically Austin, the JB and Sandy podcast on the iHeartRadio app.
All lanes are closed down on the service road of Mopac southbound at Duval Road due to a vehicle fire. You're going to want to stick to the main lanes here of Mopac to avoid these delays. On I-35 northbound, a crash blocks off the right lane at FM 1825, causing a 5 to 7 minute backup, and these delays start from Palmer Lane. I'm Jason Fossig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. Crispy chicken's better in a Taco Bell taco or burrito or both. Try Taco Bell's new crispy chicken taco and or burrito today at participating Taco Bell stores for a limited time only. Contact store for availability.
One buzzword constantly being thrown out in today's auto finance world is affordability. The price of everything has gone up, including vehicles and monthly payments. Auto companies are currently grappling with this issue for customers. Well, the good folks at Apple Leasing want you to know they've been attacking affordability for their customers for 40 years. A lease offers a much lower payment and reasonable finance terms that match most customers' trade cycles. Are you in the market now for a new vehicle and finding out your favorite model's price has increased 40%? Perhaps you've heard about Apple on the radio over the years or from friends or neighbors, but haven't made that call yourself. With interest rates dropping and rebates being introduced back to the market, why wouldn't you call the nation's leader in leasing? Join thousands of other happy clients and make that one call that will save you time and money. Our leasing professionals are ready to serve. Call 512-346-9977 or visit us online at appleleasing.com.
Liz went from being interested in true crime to living true crime.
My husband comes back and he's shaking. And he said, your dad's been killed.
This is Hands Tied, a true crime podcast exploring the murder of Jim Melgar.
I was just completely in shock.
Open your free iHeartRadio app, search Hands Tied, and listen now.
It's time to warm up that scoreboard and get ready to bring home the win with Specs. Specs has you covered with lower prices on all your favorite fan fuel. From craft beer, rare spirits, and world-class wine to chips, dips, and gourmet finer foods. And with same-day delivery when you order online or through the app, Specs is your MVP for the biggest score of the game. At Specs, the fun starts here.
Here's to you, cheers to savings.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya guselkumab may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
After 48 years, Factory Mattress is going out of business forever. Over $15 million worth of world-class mattress brands must be sold immediately. Up to 80% off at Austin and San Antonio's largest independent mattress retailer. Everything must go, right down to the bare walls. Tempur-Pedic, Sealy, and Stearns & Foster. No interest financing is still available. The Factory Mattress going out of business sale is happening now at all 14 locations. Don't miss it.
iHeart presents the Big Three Playoffs. This Sunday, the remaining 4 teams battle to make the championship in the most physical, fierce, and competitive basketball league in the world. The action starts with the Big Three Monster Energy Celebrity Game. Then Dwight Howard and his LA Riot take on Montrezl Harrell and Dr. J's Chicago Triplets. The finale will see popular Miami 305 with stars MVP Michael Beasley and Lance Stevenson take on Nancy Lieberman's Dallas Power. Who will make it to the Big Three Championship? The no-holds-barred action starts Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 Pacific, only on CBS.
From the Audio-Visual Consultation Studios, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KDET AM Austin, your home for the Horns, and the #1 preset in your car and on the free iHeartRadio app.
Coach Sark here. 1300 The Zone is your flagship home for the Texas Longhorns.
Good stuff from Danny Davis of the American Statesman. Make sure you follow him at _Danny Davis. And as Coach Sark just told you, we are the home for your Texas Longhorn flagship station for the Texas Longhorns, where you can hear the voice of the Texas Longhorns, Craig Way, game in and game out, and you can hear him from 5 Monday through Friday right here on Radio AM 1300 The Zone. Before we get into the Texans, I want to give you an opportunity to win a pair of tickets. That's right, folks.
Let's go.
We're going to give you an opportunity to see Breaking Benjamin in 3 days grace. We will be giving away tickets to go to the Moody Center September the 3rd. And all you got to do is get over to that not podcast page, but the always free iHeartRadio app. Leave the keyword Mayday. Mayday is the keyword of the day for you to get a chance to win a pair of tickets to go see Breaking Benjamin in 3 days grace, September the 3rd at the Moody Center. Be tuned in all week. And of course, listen to the Craig Way Show, as you will get a chance to win another pair of tickets to go see someone else by listening to them all day long. Keep it locked and keep us programmed. Right now, I want to talk about the Houston Texans, because the Houston Texans seem to be our only hope. In the second segment of Hour 2, we'll talk about the Dallas Cowboys and how Jerry continues to get on our nerves, so to speak.
That's what you want to call it?
Yeah, get on our nerves. Get on our nerves a little bit. But I want you to hear from D'Amico Ryans as his team is starting to truly change the way that they're going about the offense. Yesterday, we had the discussion about C.J. Stroud and the tier and where he needs to be in the tier of top top 50 quarterbacks in the NFL, 32 really, because there's only 32 teams. But you want to make sure that your quarterback is in the right spot. And D'Amico was really impressed with his physicality of his offensive football team.
Yeah, one thing I liked is just the physicality, starting up front. Like I turned on the first snap of our offensive line, the way we were coming off the ball, all right, resetting the line of scrimmage, Yacht coming through, playing physical at that fullback position. I just like the physicality that was shown. Of course, there's always room for improvement when it comes to technique and finishing some blocks and things at the second level, defense being on the same page, like finishing plays. But overall, I'm pleased with how the guys showed up. And it was just, that's the first one. Now I tell guys that the first one really doesn't matter. It's how you show up on the next one and what type of improvements are you showing. So I'm really excited about this week. Like, let's crank the intensity up. We get to go against another team, and let's see who have taken the lessons learned and can they apply them this week.
That's what I like about D'Amico. He's a player. You know what I'm saying?
Like he sounds like he's getting ready to play.
Yeah, he stays locked in every single time. He's one of those guys that as the team continues to know who he is, as we talk about with Sark, the team starts to reflect on who he is.
Does it seem more impactful to you in the pro game to have a coach that was you before over a Bill Parcells or over a
I think it does play a certain
Josh
part
McDaniels?
I think it does play a certain part to it because he understands the struggles. He understands that there's some days you come in and, we talk about bring your own juice. Well, sometimes you just don't have it.
Yeah.
It's empty. You're running on empty and you got to try to find a way to get it done. And maybe that part of it, but he also understands what you can do. And he's like, hey, man, I've seen you get to that level. Get back to that level every single play. Be better, 1% better every single day. So I believe that it can play a major part because I think sometimes the respect is even more. But, I mean, you got to respect your coaches anyway.
Yeah, you got to respect them anyway. But I always had, I had my favorite football coaches.
Yeah.
And
we've always had those.
Everybody had that one favorite. And he found a way to get to me and go, hey, I know you're tired. I know you're hurt. I know this or that. He said, but this is what coach wants you to work on today.
Yeah.
Just concentrate on that. Everything else, we already know you can do.
Right.
If you have somebody that can analyze and see what it is that you're struggling with and they can help you work on that, then you're ahead of the game. And I feel like D'Amico is one of those guys, and it's intuitive, I think, the way that he talks to people. Like you watch him on the sideline, he doesn't go and yak, and just bark at guys.
Right.
He goes and puts his hand on their shoulder or put his hand on top of their helmet, and he's looking them in the face and he's communicating with them. I respond better to that than grabbing my face mask. Don't do it.
Right.
Because now I'm not thinking about the game no more.
Right.
So he's one of those guys that I watch the way he interact and you hear his interviews and I want to play for him.
Right.
And I'm old, Hardge.
Yeah.
I don't have no eligibility. I don't have no gas in the tank.
The juice is loose.
The juice is the juice is not loose. Easy now. The juice is non-existent.
Right.
But these guys, he finds a way to bring it out of them. He's
been very
awesome
consistent with that. And one of the things that he did try to make the change for was his offensive play calling. Got a different OC, and he's doing some things different to find out what's going to be the best match for them.
For Kayla, he wanted to call it up top. I think as a coordinator, you have to get your feel as a first-time caller. You get a good feel for doing it up top and also doing it on the field. So for him, like the first one, he was up. Now this week we'll flip it. He'll be down this week. So that's what you use preseason for coaches as well, right? To go through the mechanics of how we operate on the sideline. But the communication was really, really great from the offensive and defensive perspective.
I love it.
Man, insider news, my cousin John in Houston called me. He was at practice and said that they hit Kirk twice on touchdowns against the starting defense.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I started laughing because I remember Kirk is the replacement for Dale. What's going to happen when Dale gets back in week 4?
We're going to find out. That's going to be something that Houston Texan fans really want to be a part of. When we come back, we'll have hour number 2. We'll hear more from Coach Sark. Jerry Jones is speaking, and he made one Oscar winner very, very upset. We'll talk about it right here on the Morning Kickoff on the Hump Day edition, right here on Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone.
Hey, it's JB and Sandy for our friends at Koala Cooling. You know, by all Texas standards, this summer has been pretty mild, but that doesn't mean it couldn't change in a heartbeat and be hot for a long time. So you want to make sure that your AC unit is ready to go. Call Koala Cooling and get your AC qualified. Call 512-759-8800 or go to koalacooling.com. Got a plumbing issue? They can take care of that too. JB, you recently had them out to your house.
I did. I just had Chris, one of their technicians from Koala Plumbing, come out. I had a external faucet that was stuck, and I was afraid I was going to break it. You know, I have an old house. And before he got here, I got this nice text telling me about Chris, the technician that's showing up, a little bit about him, a little bit of his, that he's a dog lover and an avid gamer. So when he showed up, I'm like, hey, Chris, how are you? Did a great job.
Go to koalacooling.com or call 512-759-8800.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
iHeart presents the Big Three basketball playoffs. LA plays Chicago, followed by Miami's Michael Beasley and Lance Stevenson taking on home team Dallas. Win or go home. Big Three playoffs starting with the Celebrity Game. CBS Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 Pacific.
Hi, it's me, Flo, here to tell you that with the Progressive Home and Auto Bundle, you get 24/7 protection, so you're covered no matter where the day takes you.
Even bad hair day?
Yep.
And tree branch fell on my car day?
Especially that day. Progressive has you covered 24/7 for your home and auto.
How about thought it was chicken, but it was tuna day? Or overnight construction outside my bedroom day?
Those days too.
Great, because that was each day this week.
Been there. Well, at least your home and auto are covered every day with Progressive.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Paul's new drone startup just lost its most genius computer scientist.
We just lost our best genius to some new genius who's got a genius new idea. I'm going to have to find a new genius or two half geniuses and fast.
He needs a computer scientist that can keep his startup from falling down.
I need it Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Run a business and not thinking about radio? Think again. Because more people are listening to the radio on iHeart today than they were 20 years ago. And only iHeart Broadcast Radio connects with more Americans than TV, digital, social, any other media. Even twice as many teens than TikTok. And that reach means everything. Just think about the universal marketing formula. The number of consumers who hear your message times the response rate equals the results. Now let's get those results growing for your business. Radio's here now more than ever, and iHeart's leading the way. Think radio can help your business? Think iHeart. Streaming, podcasting, and radio, where the reach is real. Let us show you at iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com. Or call 844-844-iHeart. One more time, just call 844-844-iHeart and get radio working for you.
An app for pics, an app for playlists, even the app for scrolling endlessly at 2 a.m. But only one app puts the live radio dial in your pocket, the free iHeartRadio app. Get what millions already have. iHeartRadio, the #1 app for radio.
From the Audio Visual Consultation Studios, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KDET AM Austin, your home for the Horns, and the #1 preset in your car and on the free iHeartRadio app.
The Morning Kickoff.
The morning kickoff.
It's the morning kickoff with Mike Hardball Hardge and the world's strongest man, WWE Hall of Famer, Mark Henry, on your home for the Horns, 1300 The Zone.
Welcome back to the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. Hump Day edition of the morning kickoff here on this Wednesday morning. Kids are back in school. Be safe out there. Slow down. Take care of them babies. Got to make sure we watch out for them. In hour number one, we talked about the betting story of the Oklahoma quarterback. Shohei Ohtani may be in some more trouble. We also got a chance to talk to Danny Davis of the Austin American-Statesman. And we just heard from D'Amico Ryans on his team, the Houston Texans, and what the expectations are as well. Starting next week, we'll be talking to Mark Vandermeer of the Houston Texans, the voice of the Houston Texans, and we will start talking to him at 8:17 every Tuesday throughout the season. But right now, I want you to hear more from Coach Sark. Coach Sark and his team, they have the day off today, but when we talked to him on Monday, one of his biggest thoughts of the week was, what are our goals going to be in this week's practice? Because as we talked about in hour number one, 1% better every single day, every opportunity, you got to get 1% better. So Coach was asked about his goals for the week.
Again, I think our physicality has got to continue to grow. I think that, we have to really start to fine tune the details of what we do. It's so competitive out there right now that sometimes human nature can tell me I lose my details because I want to win the rep, and the details are what is going to win you the rep. And so we can't lose sight of that. And so that's something that in all three phases that I want to make sure we hone in on, focus on, but still do it with a level of physicality and a competitive spirit that is true to us, in my opinion.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Coach Sark is trying to get his team better every step of the way.
Because he knows that
levels.
They're good.
Yep.
But if he can get them just a little bit better, that they win. They're already going to win.
Yep.
But they'll be ahead of the curve. Nick Saban, I guarantee you, 98% of the time he knew when these last 3 years ago that he was going to win the game. And it was going to come down to whether his team was going to keep fighting when they had a lead, because they were going to have a lead.
Right.
Dabo Swinney, another guy that had 3 consecutive teams during the Nick Saban era, that those teams were really good, had a lot of talent on them, and they knew they had talent, but they still went out there like they didn't have talent.
Yeah.
That's where Coach Sark is now. This is the Coach Sark era.
Well, because of the fact that they have so much talent that they're trying to figure out who's going to play the star position. They're also trying to figure out what freshmen can come in and play, and what Sark's thought process is when it comes to freshmen being able to play. Because, some coaches, they were like, the freshman's got to learn a little bit. He's got to continue to work, and then he'll get his chances. Remember, Mac Brown was one of those guys. He didn't let Ced B play that much Cedric Benson, when he was there, and people were losing their mind because Ced B was obviously the best running back on the team, but he was working them in, and then finally Ced will get his chance. So Sark was asked about, what is your thought process on young players playing?
Yeah, I don't look for what year you are. Honestly, I'm not concerned. Michael Tapp's a fifth-year senior. Grayson Littleton's a true freshman. Can I trust you? At the end of the day, I'm looking for a player that can play steady football consistently, and not one that makes highlight plays, and then the next play is a bust in coverage, and then the next play is a pick six, and then the next play is a bust in coverage. How consistent can you play? And can you play a brand of football that's fast and physical that we require? And so, hey, at that position, we've got some really cool options, and we're fortunate, that, the guys that are in there right now with Grayson and Wardell Mack, they're both playing good football, but a lot of our safeties can go play that spot, and Jalen Gilbo can go to that spot. And so we're training all of them because different situations are going to require different things, right? Who's the opponent? What does their slot look like? There's times we play nickel the base, to 12 personnel offenses, and that's when Jelani maybe can get down there and play that position. So there's a lot of variety that we're toying with. But Grayson's, had a heck of a camp. Like I said, I think today was practice number 10. We don't play for almost 3 weeks still, so there's a lot of work to do. And he's definitely been an asset for us on special teams as well.
Man, when they go at 2 tight ends and Jelani McDonald comes in, you know that there's about to be some in wrestling. There's whenever you put 2 big guys in the ring, they say meat slapping because the big guys clashing against each other. That's who Jelani is. He's the big guy that comes in as safety. He's big like a linebacker. I mean, 215 to 220 pounds is a big man.
Yep.
And to be able to run the way that he runs and jump like an extra foot. You see the catch he made last year before he got hurt?
Yep.
It was like it was the Michael Jordan pose. Interception, boom, give me that. Like, so when you got a guy like that, you got to use him. And I'm glad that he's going to be featured in some packages.
Well, I think he's also one of those guys that needs to be on the field a lot, because what Coach Sark loves to do is make sure that his guys are on the field, because that's why Jahdae Barron would never come off. And if he needed to stay on, they move him to a different position because he needed to be on the field. But also you have to look at what this team is all about, and the ability to move guys around shows the flexibility that Texas has in the secondary.
Well, I think, last year, obviously the year before, Jahdae was really primarily our nickel or our star in our vernacular. And Gilbo was coming off of the knee, and we really felt like to try to get our best 5 guys out there consistently was to move Jahdae to corner if Jalen could get back to what he was, and he was able to do so. And then the rotation really started where we were rotating Jahdae some to nickel and playing different guys at corner. And then Jahdae would go to dime, and then we were playing different guys at nickel. So I think you have to train that position as a position flex type of position. And there were games where Jelani was playing nickel for us, which was big for us. So it takes a savvy player. It's one of the more difficult positions to play in most defenses. There's some defenses you can hide guys depending on the coverages you play. But if you're going to play man coverage, if you're going to stop the run, if you're going to blitz the quarterback, if you're going to be savvy enough to play in zone and the variety of zones, it's got to have a real high sense of football IQ, but also you have to have, the athleticism to play the coverages that you want to play that way too. So I don't know. It's just such an important position. And you see it now more so even in the NFL, that those guys that are the really versatile players, Jalen Ramsey, 1 week he's playing there instead of corner. Well, why? That's a matchup. Maybe it's Justin Jefferson in the slot. He's got a guard. So it's definitely a matchup position that way.
One of the things that he said there is hide a player. That's why he likes, a lot of coaches don't play, including Coach Sark, don't play freshmen. Because if I'm a seasoned quarterback and I see a freshman, I know what number you are. When I see you on the field, I'm going at you. And you have to be able to hide those guys and help disguise those coverages. And if you move what he's saying right now, moving people and disguising it and hiding them, is going to trick a lot of defenses. It's going to trick a lot of them. If Gilbo moves the star and he doesn't start out at star, the quarterback might get, that little bit of hesitation is going to get him sacked.
Well, one of the biggest things for me that Coach Sark said is the fact that I've got to trust you. And if I trust you, then you're going to be on the field. And that's in the quarterbacking room. That's in the defensive back room, linebacker, offensive line, defensive line. You have to be able to have, the trust of your teammates and your coaching staff to know that if I make a call, you're going to be locked in and ready to go. I don't have to worry about you, no matter if you're a freshman, because one of the freshmen in that secondary that's been getting a lot of love is Grayson Littleton. He's been getting his name called every single press conference, and that's whether it's Coach Sark It's the other players, people that are playing in the secondary, the offensive side of the ball. He's somebody that is making an impact. And he also mentioned special teams. These are the moments for some of these young guys to get an impact. Go back and think about Contravian Wisner and what he was able to do. He's like, all I was trying to do was get on the field and help my team win. And he did it. And now look at him. He's a 1,000-yard rusher in the backfield and probably would not have been the starter. He wouldn't have been the starter because C.J. Baxter was there. But he may not have gotten as much run as he did last year. And here he is.
If they didn't believe in him on
Right.
special teams. That's one of the things that I'm really proud of Jacob is, a lot of the big guys usually don't want to be on kickoffs and punts. Jacob was like actively, I want to be on special teams.
Got to get yourself a chance to get on
Give
the
yourself
field,
a chance.
Everything else will take care of itself once that all happens. So I'm really, really excited about what's happening with this Texas football team, the ability to hold each other accountable, the work that's being done. And one of the biggest things, and I got a chance to talk to when we talked to Coach Schlossnagel about it yesterday, it's the leadership part of it and who are the ones that are standing up to be the leaders for this football team. Coming up next.
You got to do it. You got to do it.
The Crypt Keeper continues to talk, but he made one man, the equalizer, very, very upset. And we'll talk about it right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
Coach Sark here. Stay connected to the Longhorns on the free iHeartRadio app.
Breaks a tackle, 30, turns down the sidelines. Say goodnight to this one. Touchdown, Texas.
Just search 1300 The Zone. Hook 'em.
Listen to something authentically Austin, the JB and Sandy podcast on the iHeartRadio app.
All lanes are back open on the service road of Mopac southbound after a vehicle fire has been taken care of at Duval Road. Looking onto I-35 northbound after Highway 290 for a crash at St. John's Avenue, blocking off 2 right lanes. There's also ongoing cleanup for a crash on Decker Lane at FM 969. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Business owners can now keep in touch with up to 200 staff members at one time. Go to rapidradios.com now for up to 60% off and free shipping.
Looking for top quality permanent fencing for your home or business? Look no further than Viking Fence. With over 50 years of experience in Central Texas, Viking Fence delivers craftsmanship you can trust. Whether you need wood, iron, or a custom solution, Viking has the perfect fence to fit your needs. What sets Viking Fence apart? They source the finest quality Western red cedar lumber direct from the mill, the most durable and attractive fence material available. Plus, they offer 3 grades of fence pickets to meet every budget. So whether you want Viking to install your fence or you're taking on the project yourself, call Viking Fence today. They pride themselves on excellent work, outstanding service, and an honest reputation. Call 512-601-8911 for a free estimate. That's 512-601-8911. Or visit VikingFence.com/radio. That's VikingFence.com/radio for your free estimate today. When you think fence, think Viking.
iHeart presents the Big 3 basketball playoffs. LA plays Chicago, followed by Miami's Michael Beasley and Lance Stevenson taking on home team Dallas. Win or go home. Big 3 playoffs starting with the celebrity game. CBS Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 Pacific.
And Doug.
Limu and I always tell you to customize your car insurance and save hundreds with Liberty Mutual. But now we want you to feel it. Cue the emu music, Limu.
Save yourself money today. Increase your wealth. Customize and save, we say.
That may have been too much feeling.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Savings vary. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
When your name's on the paint job, your primer better hold up.
Painters trust Kills primers for serious adhesion, stain blocking, and a finish that lasts. Now, the full Kills lineup is available exclusively at the Home Depot. Need it fast? Get same-day or next-day delivery, or order online and pick it up in-store. Kills primers. Pro results faster. The Home Depot. If you're a pro, you know.
New car prices going up? You're not imagining it. That shiny new ride just got even more expensive, making it tougher than ever to justify trading in. But here's the good news. Maaco can make your current car look and feel new again for a fraction of the cost. From fresh paint to light bodywork, we help you get more out of what you already own and love. Book your free estimate online or visit your nearest Maaco today. Free estimates, friendly service, fast turnaround. Better get Maaco.
Would you drive 10 minutes for $500? That's the distance from CarMax to Henna Chevrolet. And Henna guarantees you $500 more than any CarMax offer for your vehicle. Just show Henna your written CarMax appraisal offer within 7 days, and you'll get $1,000 more guaranteed. Is your time worth $50 a minute? It is at Henna. Come get your money at Henna.com. Together, let's drive.
At CertaPro Painters, we know that a happy place comes in many colors, like ones that inspire a sense of wonder or a new flavor that makes life just a little bit sweeter, or one to celebrate those moments that lift you to new heights at home or at work. We'll make your happy place your own. CertaPro Painters. That's painting happy. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Contractor license and registration information is available at CertaPro.com.
It's Bud Light's countdown to kickoff on 1300 The Zone.
Coming up in the next segment, we'll have the world's strongest man bringing you his world's strongest take. And then we'll close out the show and send you to Dan Patrick. We got some audio definitely going to get. The Dallas Cowboys are considered America's team. Dallas Cowboys, Jerry Jones, and the Dallas Cowboys will have their documentary starting next week. And I'm sure a lot of folks are going to check it out. I know I'll be one of those that will see America's team, the gambler and his Cowboys. But my question is, and Mark, you and I have been Cowboy fans for a long time. The Cowboys were good before Jerry Jones bought the team. They won Super Bowl. They had good players. They did different things before Jerry Jones bought the team. It's almost like Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was always good. The NBA was good, but it wasn't in prime time. It wasn't in that area of which the teams or the NBA became so mainstream. Michael Jordan came when TV was starting to expand and live events and all these different things. So he blew up the internet. He blew up all that stuff because of who he was. But the Cowboys were always good. Like, they were in the mix. They were going to Super Bowls before Jerry. They had Tex Schramm. They had Tom Landry, Roger Staubach. Dang, you could go through the list before Jerry bought the team. Yes, after that, he did everything he could. Fought the NFL, got Pepsi, got all these different entities that became his own and helped him make a lot of money. But let's not get it twisted. Before Jerry got the team, the Cowboys were still America's team. That's why the hole was in the roof, so the Lord could watch the Cowboys play on Sunday. So at Texas Stadium. So let's not give Jerry just all the glory about it. But what did happen is Jerry decided we're going to be box office. So let me stir up a little controversy along the way.
I do believe if we're not being looked at, then I'll do my part to get us looked at. The Cowboys are a soap opera 365 days. When it gets slow, I'll stir it up.
Please take your seats.
And so it's wonderful to have the great athletes, have the great players, but there's something more there. There's sizzle, there's emotion, and if you will, there's controversy. That controversy is good stuff in terms of keeping and having people's attention.
Now, I play that, and as I'm listening to it, I know you want to puke a little bit when you hear stuff like that, but I'm also like, is that real? Like, can that be one of those voiceovers? I need that to be an AI impersonation.
It's not.
Because for him to say that with his face being straight, it creates more of the insanity in which it is driving me back to where I was a few months ago of what are we doing?
I'm not happy to hear that either, because I know that it's theater. I know that it's drama, but this is unreal in football. This is pulling the curtain back and showing a part of the business that most of us have spent our whole lives defending it.
I'm still fighting people about it. Every day I'm arguing with somebody about the Cowboys.
Yeah, because Jerry wants that. We've been saying that hard for years. It's just we never heard him say it.
Yeah, he didn't need to.
But he's an older guy. And sometimes when people are challenging him, he's like, listen, I know more than you.
Yeah,
I'm Jerry Jones. I'm rich. I'm super mega rich. And you're talking to a guy that the reason that you have a job is because you're talking about me. That's his mentality.
Yeah.
So what are we to do about it? Like we talked about this when we both of us were angry. And CeeDee Lamb hadn't been signed yet at this point. We were angry. They had barely signed Dak, and we were like furious. And you said, in your words, why wouldn't they just get ahead of this? We could have had him last year for
a cheaper price,
a lot cheaper price. But Jerry wants the drama, the soap opera. He wants the timeline. ESPN is the biggest marketing tool, and he's getting it for free. You know how valuable free is to somebody that's spending hundreds of millions of dollars, and he can get it for free.
Well,
that's what he does.
Well, it's interesting that you bring up the money situation, and it was reported yesterday that actually this morning, it was reported this morning that Sportico, the annual valuation of the NFL teams are being released. The 5 most valuable franchises, the 49ers, $8.6 billion. The Patriots, $8.76 billion. The Giants, $10.25 billion. The Rams, $10.43 billion. And the Dallas Cowboys, $12.8 billion. The Cowboys have been ranked number 1 all 6 years of the Sportico's valuation. The last year, the Cowboys were the first team to crack $10 billion in valuation.
Do you remember what we said when the Lakers was sold for $10 billion?
Yeah.
We said, what are the Cowboys worth?
Yep.
Approximately $2.3 billion more.
2.8
billion more.
Do y'all remember how much Jerry paid for the team?
I think it was like
130 million.
100 million.
140 million.
Yeah.
Talk about a return on the investment.
Oh yeah, we know that, and that's the problem. The return on the investment needs to be different though, because people don't care about the valuation; they want Super Bowls.
That's true.
If you start winning Super Bowls,
listen, everybody wants Super Bowl, right?
Yeah,
but you know you're not going to get. Everybody's not going to get it. Only one team is going to get it a year.
Every year.
Hardge, I
30 years.
I want a playoff win. I'm lowballing it.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Give me 2 playoff wins. Oh man, I'm gonna lose my mind.
Just get to the NFC Championship.
Okay,
but I like the fact of what you said about a win. That means
I just want one, man.
Weekend.
I just
want
want
one.
one.
Have to watch everybody else's team without our team playing.
Oh.
But speaking of team, 1960, one man became a Dallas Cowboy fan, and now he is at his wit's end as a Dallas Cowboy fan because he's sick and tired of being sick and tired of Jerry Jones.
Makes no sense, guys. But you know this.
There's box office and there's Oscars. Jerry, been a while, huh? You ain't been to the show, you wouldn't know.
Ooh.
Wouldn't been to the show, you wouldn't know.
Uh-oh.
Haven't been to the show, so you wouldn't know what it is to win.
I don't need to add.
I feel like we could
And I love the Cowboys.
Mm.
I love the Cowboys because I really love them. This is why I feel the way I feel. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about the movie.
And that's what. And I wanted to get back to the movie because you didn't bring the.
Oh,
you didn't
speaking of the movie,
up in the
same thing.
Highest to lowest. You didn't bring it. You didn't bring it up.
And what does it say down the bottom of the movie?
What?
Or does it say it on the one sheet?
What does it say?
All money ain't good money, Jerry.
Say it again.
All money ain't good money, Jerry.
One time.
August 15th, we open Friday.
Ooh, Lord.
All money ain't good money.
Denzel was not happy with what he's been seeing from the Dallas Cowboys.
I'm just happy that Denzel Washington is in the same misery as me. Misery loves company.
When the equalizer lets you know that all money ain't good money, Jerry. All money ain't good money.
I'm going to see the movie just because now.
And it's called The Highest to the Lowest with Denzel Washington, directed by the one and only Spike Lee. So it's going to be
Oh,
dope.
my goodness.
Yeah. And that was on First Take yesterday where Denzel had enough. Box office and there's Oscars, Jerry. There's box office and Jerry is all about box office. He ain't trying to win the Oscar. I need the Oscar. There's some things that have happened along the way. My kids.
Nobody care about box office.
We want Oscars.
We want an Oscar.
Let me tell you something. My kids make fun of me because their whole life. I got a 32-year-old son. He don't know nothing about no Dallas Cowboys winning no championships. He don't know about them getting to the championship game.
Don't make me cry, man.
There's nothing
My eyes are welling up.
that has me more fired up than Jera thinking about box office and not
Let's
Oscars.
go to a commercial.
Coming up next, we got the world's strongest man bringing you his world's strongest take right here on the Morning Kickoff.
I need some
on
air.
Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
Cleanup is ongoing for an earlier vehicle fire on I-35 northbound at Highway 71. The right lane's blocked off. Also northbound on I-35, you're slow from Onion Creek Parkway over to William Cannon, adding 10 minutes to your morning commute. And looking on to 290 eastbound for a crash causing some slowdowns around FM 973. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get 60% off. Free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off.
After a trip to the 2025 Women's Final Four, an SEC championship in their first season, and sold-out crowds at the Moody Center, Texas women's basketball is on fire. And season tickets for 2025-26 are on sale now, starting at just $100. Longhorn Nation helped deliver the first undefeated home season in 22 years. Now it's your turn to be part of the action. Bring the energy, bring the pride, bring the Texas fight all season long. Lock in your seats today at TexasLonghorns.com.
Ghost Skeletor World Tour 2025. Ghost Theatrical Heavy Metal Arena Rock. August 14th, Moody Center. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Don't miss Ghost.
Shop simple. It doesn't get any easier.
You're looking for a new Ford. You don't have time to spend hours at the dealership. So Riata Ford in Manor has made it simple. Pick yours at riataford.com. We can bring it to you for a home test drive. Once you determine it's perfect, you can arrange financing, value your trade, and sign all your paperwork digitally. Then simply tell us where and when you want to take delivery. Leif Johnson's Riata Ford in Manor has made buying a new Ford simple.
Hey there, local business owner. Ready to make some more money? Whether you own an auto shop or a dinner spot, Valpak Direct Marketing can help you do just that. All bells and whistles are included. So you advertise when and where it counts to reach new customers that spend more. Measurable results, proven reach, zero guesswork. That's Valpak. Visit valpak.com/advertise to see if you qualify for a free mailing. That's VALPAK.com/advertise. Let's grow.
iHeart presents the Big Three Playoffs. This Sunday, the remaining 4 teams battle to make the championship in the most physical, fierce, and competitive basketball league in the world. The action starts with the Big Three Monster Energy Celebrity Game. Then Dwight Howard and his LA Riot take on Montrezl Harrell and Dr. J's Chicago Triplets. The finale will see popular Miami 305 with stars MVP Michael Beasley and Lance Stevenson take on Nancy Lieberman's Dallas Power, who will make it to the Big Three Championship. The no-holds-barred action starts Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 Pacific, only on CBS.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Americans may not agree on much, but we agree on Social Security. We all pay in. It ought to be there when we need it. Social Security could face a funding gap in less than a decade, and I don't want to see a pay cut. I'm with AARP in the fight to protect the Social Security we earn.
Pledge to protect Social Security at aarp.org/weearnedit. That's aarp.org/weearnedit. Paid for by AARP.
From the ABA Heating and Cooling Weather Center, this is Zone Weather.
Your Austin weather, a mix of sun and clouds for your Wednesday. Scattered thunderstorms this afternoon, a high of 95. Partly cloudy tonight, a low of 77. Thursday, partly cloudy, a high in the upper 90s.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies, offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Perfect for instant contact with an aging parent. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get an extra 60% off, free UPS shipping, and add code RADIO for an extra 5% off.
The countdown to the NFL season is on while the pads are popping in camp. Get ready for the new season with iHeart, the official partner of the NFL Podcast Network.
Jim Harbaugh, how you feeling?
Oh, so excited. It's the start of the year.
Shows like NFL Daily with Greg Rosenthal.
We are going to go through the best position battles of the 2025 training camp.
Breakouts, holdouts, and fantasy sleepers. Be the first to know. Search NFL and find your next preset now. Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone presents The Craig Way Show. Join Craig Way weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m. only on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone.
The beat just dropped. So you know what that means. WWE Hall of Famer, world's strongest man. Dave Martin brings you his world's strongest man. Take it away, fella.
Hardge, you know what time it is? It's time for the world's strongest take by the world's strongest man. Marcus. Back then they didn't know me. Now I'm happy, y'all. Guys, today's take is a tough one for me. Because you never want to address issues where there is male-female aggression against each other. It's hard for me because I've seen a lot of abuse growing up, and it's never fair for either side. And Sha'Carri Richardson, national champion, world champion, Olympic champion, sprinter, a video surfaced with her in the airport with her boyfriend, who's also an accomplished track athlete, where whatever was going on, none of my business. But the fact that you did your, attack in public makes it my business, because you as a role model are always judged as a higher standard. And not to mention a woman, we criticize and we really get down on guys that hit women. What happens when the woman hits the man? Verbally abuses the guy. We shy away from it. We don't talk about it. But she made an apology, or what was supposed to be an apology, and we'll let you listen to it.
Hey y'all, it's Sha'Carri, and more than anything, definitely a lot of self-reflection, a lot of understanding of not only putting myself in a compromised situation, but somebody that I have a deep care and appreciation for as well is something that holding myself accountable. I see myself, I'm taking this time to not only see myself, but get myself a certain level of help that overall is going to reflect who I truly am in my heart and my spirit, and not allowing this moment, but accepting this moment to be more. And so my only thing is I want to be more, not even just for myself, for my family, for my fans, and overly appreciate y'all supporting me and showing up and even holding me accountable to being my best self. So more than anything, I refuse to run away, but not refuse to run, but I refuse to run away, but face everything that comes to me head on, because everything on the other side is greater, but you got to go through in order to get there. So I'm Sha'Carri, y'all. I appreciate y'all, and one love, much love, and y'all be blessed.
Was that Charlie Brown's teacher?
The wah, 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 wah. Over and over, the same thing, like the most unprepared statement of all time. And the worst it's right there at the top of athletes, not female athletes, but all athletes that have made half-ass apologies or no apology at all, because she never apologized for it.
Right.
She may have apologized to him.
Well, isn't that the only thing that matters, though?
No, it's not.
Apologizing to him? That's the only thing that matters. You just said it you made it my business because of where it happened. She don't owe you or me.
Well, that's true. That's true. I guess you're right in that standpoint. But the thing that she owes an apology for is for setting a bad example and teaching that is a positive, that's okay. Because I'm going to tell you what usually happens when a woman physically punches a dude in the airport, hits him, throws a bag at him, and keeps pushing on him. What do you think that usually happens? That he hit her back. You got to be careful putting yourself in a place where you can't win that fight. I mean, I would say that to Ronda Rousey. I would say that to any fighter. Shields. Like, if it's bad enough to where that's the norm, you got to get out of the situation. I saw too much of it as a kid. Like, the violence has got to stop. We all got to do better, but that's all the little girls out there. Like, if that's what you saw, please don't do that. I have a daughter. I'm a girl dad, just like you. If you have a problem with somebody, please tell me. Let me help deal with the situation, because I don't want you in no physical altercation with somebody, because if they hit you, then I'm in trouble. What say you?
I mean, yeah. I mean, the whole conversation about that situation and where her apology, I think that is where it has to be changed, right? Like her apology, she had no reason to go public with her apology. There was
Right.
There was
that was between
reason.
him and her, but I'm talking about the apology should have been, I misrepresented myself to everybody. My personal business is my personal business. I apologize for setting a bad example for all the little girls watching me. She never said I apologize. She never, if she apologized to him, right, fine. Whatever, that's y'all business.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that.
But I'm going to say this.
That's a bad look.
Because the fact of the matter is, Charles Barkley said it. Your job is not to be the role model for others. Your job, you can be.
It's an unfortunate byproduct, though.
It is. But what Mark Henry does should not affect what happens in my house. My house should be, my kids understand what respect is, what honor is, and those things, because I want to be their role model. I want my wife to be their role model. That is where it should happen. If we look at all, you don't ever want to meet your heroes. We
both talked about it.
Because those things can change your views on certain things.
Yeah.
We admire them for what they do, not who they are.
Okay. All right. You made the point.
So I want to make sure that my house is run the way that I need it to be ran, and the way Mark needs to run his.
Thank you for setting me straight, because I was just, I saw a lot of youth violence.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, we don't come from the best conditions half the time. But what did we do? We found a way. And so if we can change it, then somebody else can change it too. So we got to be able to do that.
All right.
Coming up next, we're going to close out the show and send you to Dan Patrick. But I want you to hear one more thing from Sart. And, of course, Dion got plenty of jokes. I love me some Dion. Right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
The Craig Way Show, weekdays at 2.
Listen to Something Authentically Austin, the JB and Sandy podcast on the iHeartRadio app.
Cleanup is ongoing for an earlier vehicle fire on I-35 northbound at Highway 71. The right lane's blocked off. Also northbound on I-35, you're slow from Onion Creek Parkway over to William Cannon, adding 10 minutes to your morning commute. And looking on to 290 eastbound for a crash causing some slowdowns around FM 973. I'm Jason Fossig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get 60% off. Free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off.
Mark, look at that man's car. Fresh rims, candy paint. But that tag, it still says temp tag.
That ain't it, player. That's a flag on the ride. You can't pull up to a tailgate with a name like Texas Beast and a tag that screams, "Oh, I just got this."
Man, go to myplates.com and get a plate that says Sack King or Horns Up.
Make your ride as strong as your game face.
Go to myplates.com, rep the zone, that's your keyword, and ride like a champion.
In today's Marketers Report, Erica Taylor, Chief Marketing Officer of Genentech, weighs in on audio's ability to reach any audience.
A great way to take something very precise in what we're trying to do to reach patients with something that I think we can all agree is somewhat broad in reaching many, many different audiences.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia can get more people to hear your message than anyone else. For better results for every budget, visit iHeartAdvertising.com.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
iHeart presents the Big Three basketball playoffs. LA plays Chicago, followed by Miami's Michael Beasley and Lance Stevenson taking on home team Dallas. Win or go home. Big Three playoffs starting with the celebrity game. CBS Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 Pacific.
It's time to warm up that scoreboard and get ready to bring home the win with Specs. Specs has you covered with lower prices on all your favorite fan fuel. From craft beer, rare spirits, and world-class wine to chips, dips, and gourmet finer foods. And with same-day delivery when you order online or through the app, Specs is your MVP for the biggest score of the game. At Specs, the fun starts here.
Here's to you, cheers to savings.
Liz went from being interested in true crime to living true crime.
My husband comes back and he's shaking. And he said, your dad's been killed.
This is Hands Tied, a true crime podcast exploring the murder of Jim Melgar.
I was just completely in shock.
Open your free iHeartRadio app, search Hands Tied, and listen now.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
There's a lot of uncertainty in the world, but one thing's for sure. You need a PC you can rely on. Whether it's for school, gaming, or whatever your next chapter holds, Lenovo.com has the tech to help you succeed. Shop PCs right now at Lenovo.com during their back-to-school sale, where students can save more when they sign up for a Lenovo education account. Free shipping, easy returns, flexible financing. That's Lenovo.com.
Lenovo. Get the Apple Leasing Advantage today. Visit appleleasing.com. That's appleleasing.com.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, your home for the Texas Longhorns.
All you got to do is get over to the iHeartRadio app, go over to our podcast page, type it in 1300 The Zone, or just hit it as your number 2 on your preset, because number 1 on your preset is the morning kickoff and AM 1300 The Zone, and you'll be able to check it out. We got a chance to listen to Danny Davis of the Austin American Statesman. We also talked a lot about Coach Trump. Got into the weeds and some other things, but it's an exciting time with Denzel Washington going off on Jerry Jones. Now, Mark, I want you to listen to your guy, Deion Sanders. You know, Deion Sanders goes into the locker rooms and talks to his players and try to get them to understand that there's a lot more going on in life than just what is happening right there, right? Like, yes, you got football practice, you got all kinds of things that are going on, but you also have an opportunity to do other things in life. And Deion sat with his team and had this little interaction with the squad.
Somebody give me something special that happened to you this week.
Sunday was my 35th wedding anniversary.
Wow. Good. Sunday was my celebration of my second divorce.
Why Deion My man Pat Shermer, his assistant coach, said, I celebrated my 35th wedding anniversary. Dion said, I celebrated my second divorce.
He is too much.
He is something else. And, the energy around that program is going to be something that we're going to talk about because we still haven't gotten into the Bill Belichick situation at North Carolina. It's been kind of quiet. They've moved some things around. But the one thing that we can all say about all of these coaches is they love what they do, right? You got to love being a coach because you're around young people all the time. You're trying to lead the way and help them in every way possible. But I want you to hear from Coach Sark because he met with Marty and McGee, and he talked about how his passion for this game is what drives him.
Before we let you run, I want you to take a look at this picture.
Oh, gosh.
I want you to tell me who this young man is in this moment, and what would you say to him about the journey to come?
Oh, man. I know who this is. It's me. This is in the Cotton Bowl. We're playing Kansas State, and they kicked our ass up and down the field. Listen, for 4 quarters. I throw 2 touchdowns in the final 5 minutes, and we win the game. And it was a really special moment. Like, I love college football. I love our sport. I love the pageantry. I love the bowl games. I love what you guys get to do. I love how the media gets to celebrate our stuff. I love the rivalries. Like, I love what we get to do. People, you know how people talk about, like, do what you love what you do? Like, it should have a picture of me. Because I get to do the one thing, like, I really love to. Everyone's like, what's your hobby? I'm like, dude, I do my hobby. Yeah. It's incredible. Like, nobody gets to do what I get to do in the capacity in which my mind thinks of what I get to do. Because when I was a little kid running and jumping on my parents' bed, I never thought I'd be the head coach of University of Texas. I never thought I'd be that guy at BYU. And I wasn't even good enough to do that. I didn't even get a scholarship coming out of high school to play football. Then you find your way, you navigate your way. And then I see, like, I don't know what the other head coaches do on their days off. What I did yesterday, sitting around waiting for today, watching SEC Media Day. So I watched Clark. I watched, like, that's how sick I am that way. And I'm watching some of the cool players and stories. I'm watching Diego Pavia and his story. Like, those are really cool things that we get to highlight. We get to celebrate. And who knows, there'll be pictures of those guys someday, that somebody be sitting around showing them what would it look like. But, man, I'm so blessed. I'm so fortunate. Like, this is incredible, like, what I get to do. It's, like, surreal that I get to do this.
How you feel about that, man?
I feel awesome about it because I feel like I'm the same guy. I got to live my dream. Everything that I prayed for and wished for and asked God for, I got it. And I started thinking, man, I should start asking for, like, to win the lottery, stuff like that. But that's jokingly. I can't help myself, Hardge. I can't help. But I got everything I ever wanted. I live my dream. I get to talk about sports for a living. How lucky is that? How blessed is that? Yeah. That we get to do this. And yeah, it's timing and it takes a lot of time. And you have to sacrifice a lot of time to do it, but it's worth it because we love it and we wouldn't want to do nothing else.
Yeah. So I'm so glad to see that Coach Sarkisian is as passionate about what he does and loves the journey of it all because the journey is everything. He said it.
Who you meet along the way?
I didn't have a scholarship to go to college to play football, but I navigated and found a way to get to being the quarterback at BYU, getting a chance to go and become a coach, and now is the head coach at the University of Texas.
The university.
And excited about the journey. And that's where I think a lot of people, they look at some of these other kids and see where they are, and they're like, he was blessed. No, he worked. They worked.
A lot of work.
That. There's blood, sweat, and tears. There's sacrifice. There's things you have to give up to be able to get up to that level of success. So it's a good look. News came out today. The ESPN gave out its All-American list, preseason first team and second team All-American list. All-American first team quarterback is Cade Klubnik. Wide receiver is Jeremiah Smith. Guys that Texas are going to be able to go up against on defense, Anthony Hill Jr. and Caleb Downs. Caleb Downs is the safety along with Michael Taft. One thing I don't like about it is they don't have our guy on there. Colin Simmons is not on the first team on the preseason.
Then it's not valid.
All-American team.
It's not valid.
Leonard Moore is on that list. Colin Simmons is on the second team. So yeah, I don't like this list already.
See that?
That's a fake news.
Fake news.
Fake news. For Mark Henry, for Marcus, I'm Hardball Hardge. Thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure y'all tune in tomorrow. We'll have Eric Henry of Horns 247. We might have another special guest in the Legends of the Locker Room, and so much more. But make sure you tune in to us tomorrow morning, starting at 7 o'clock. I hope your kids have a great day at school and start to change the way they look at life. For Marcus, I'm Hardball Hardge, and just remember this: don't believe everything you see, because even salt looks like sugar. Peace.
Hey, it's JB and Sandy for our friends at Koala Cooling. You know, by all Texas standards, this summer has